Let's try this again. Shall we? Good morning! It is April 14th, 2018. My name is Jeff Fritz. Welcome back to my stream. I like to call it Fritz and Friends, because I'm going to be doing some coding here today, and I hope you'll join me for a little bit of pair programming. I look forward to your comments in the chat room while we write some code together. It's been an interesting morning. I thought we were going to start a little bit earlier, do a little bit of free time, a little gaming, a little unwind, play a little Hearthstone, but Windows didn't want to agree with me on that. It's kind of sad that when you sit down at a Windows 10 machine, it doesn't put up a little dialogue that's like it used to that says, hey, I have updates for you to install. In order for me to finish installing them, you're going to need to restart now because I've started disabling your services, like network. So that's a problem. And sound, poof, gone. Windows, I'd really appreciate a little bit of feedback when you do start disabling services as part of an update process. Okay? Can we work on that together? Yes, we need to get to today's hat. Today's hat. This is a Philadelphia Flyers hat from the 90s from Starter. Is Starter even around anymore? I don't know. But I mean, check out those zigzags, right? Check out, that is right out of 1996. All right, I'm old. Okay? Deal with it. So last night my Philadelphia Flyers beat those dastardly Penguins from Pittsburgh, and I'm feeling pretty good. They won 5-1 in Pittsburgh over those Penguins. So that's why we're breaking out the old Flyers hat today. Old is gold, yes. It's very nice. All right. Today's music. This is a song called Orange from our friend Carl Franklin. I believe this is from his first Music to Code By album. As always, you can get those instrumental Pomodoro length songs from Music to Code By at mtcb.pwop.com. So thank you very much, Carl, for letting us use some of this background music today. Standby Reloading asks, what player am I using for my music? I use Groove. It's reliable, and I don't have a bunch of ads thrown in front of my face like I do with Spotify. I could use Spotify, and I would be able to get a playlist off of that and integrate that with my user interface, but I don't like the ads popping up, and Spotify also does some stuff in the background to connect and do interesting things over the network, almost like a BitTorrent behavior. So that's one less thing I could have running across the network. Building Wiki after all the issues. Yes, Janescu, that's what we're going to be doing today. So, yeah, I had just a couple issues with the Windows patch that was deployed this week. There was a couple other patches that were deployed by Microsoft IT that didn't look as dastardly as these other ones. Was it that 7 reboot? Oh, yes. So the Windows patch forced me to reboot 3 times. The remaining 4 were because Docker wouldn't connect and start up properly. I figured I can embed an image into the MP3 and then use OBS to show that. I can embed an image into an MP3 and use OBS to show that on screen. That's pretty cool. OBS will play MP3s? Do tell. Do tell. Let's see. Hey, I Partington, good morning. Is that under media source? Can I choose one of those? What happens with that? Oh, look at that. Local file. Will OBS let me play an MP3? No. Yes! Interesting. Dev Chatter, thanks so much for the host. I appreciate that. Also fun when it wakes your machine at 3 a.m. to update and you didn't close the Twitch window so it starts playing a stream. Oh, that's good. Let's see. What's our friends at Streamlabs who run that event list there? I played that with VLC and showed that window on a screen. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So let me go over to the code here, and I'm not even going to start with code. And I redeployed that new version of the bot, and it's not seeing any messages or anything. I mean, nope, didn't see that either. I'm getting annoyed. It's got to be something in my configuration. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. So here's, let me, before I go wandering off, digging into bot configuration, I figured out what the problem is with the Surface Book and the NVIDIA card in the base. Okay, so check this out. You aren't going to be able to see this. Who's that? Divide by Zero Show. Thank you for hosting. I appreciate that. I'm going to open up the settings window here. And let me move this up so you can see it on the screen. There we go. So I was taking a look here, and I've run into concerns because the NVIDIA card doesn't hang around. It doesn't start and stay there for me. Hello there, Smab. So what I did, I went into, it wasn't in devices. Where was it? I think it was display, maybe? It might be display. Oh, no, it was system. Haha. I went over here and I was looking at my display. Hey, thanks for the host standby reloading. I appreciate that. So, and I checked out tablet mode. When I sign in, this was set to use appropriate mode for my hardware. Which is like telling Windows, hey, go detect what you think is the best configuration for the hardware that I'm running right now and shut off everything that doesn't match. Hey there, Wiki Dave. So, tablet mode, Windows turns off the NVIDIA device and everything else that's inside the performance base. Desktop mode, it knows the performance base is there and it activates everything. So the best I can tell, by switching this to desktop mode, it has now remembered that the NVIDIA card is here and don't turn it off. So there's my tip for you, is try setting this to desktop mode instead of letting it choose the appropriate mode for your hardware. And it should stick around for you. So there I think is the solution to my issue. Alright, I'm going to take a quick peek at my settings that I have saved over here in my user secrets on my development machine and see if I'm missing something. Yes, it wants me to sign in. I need a different account because I don't sign on with my work credentials to this machine. I sign in with that. There we go. And I'm purposely not showing you this because it's got my secrets in it, you know what I mean? That's not something I want to show. I thought it was... There it is. App data, roaming, Microsoft, user secrets. I can't remember which one of these it is. I think that looks like it. So what I'm going to do, would it be possible to stream on evenings on Saturdays for spring and summer season? Actually, open window. On Tuesday, I'm going to be streaming in the evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And my guest will be Fierce Kittens. She's a Twitch streamer, does a lot of gaming talk, plays games, does a lot of creative stuff on stream. And we're going to have a lot of fun looking at... I see all the same keys over here. We're going to have a lot of fun looking at my bot and trying to figure out what's some of the issues that we're having. Because it runs great in development, but not here in production, right? And I find this quite annoying that it isn't. Let me just take one more look over here. No. Since temp is finally in the 80s, people will go out on weekends during the daytime. I understand. I understand that. But this is the time that I can stream. So if my viewership goes down, that's fine. That's fine. There are folks in the southern hemisphere. It's going to be colder in those areas. Maybe they'll jump on more. But Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern is when we'll be on with Fierce Kittens. And I am at a loss as to why I can't get the bot to answer when it's deployed to GoWare outside. Yeah, when I deploy into my Docker container, for some reason, the bot doesn't work. And that's weird. That's lame. That's biting me hard, and I don't know why. So, we will come back, and we in Europe like the time now. 4 p.m. is a nice time to watch. See, there you go. Yep, works great in Mixer. It's the Twitch side that isn't answering properly. So, and that actually leads to another interesting thing with that 9 p.m. stream on Tuesday. It's going to be about 1 a.m. for our friends in Europe. However, our friends in India and Asia, it'll be a little bit better time for them in the early afternoon. So, I'm trying to balance things out and make sure everybody has an equal opportunity to hop on and ask questions. But yeah, that... Let me wander over to the bot and take a look at it real quick. Because even if I restart this... Right? That was a good Flyers win last night. That was a good win for the Flyers. Yes, it was. True is cool. I always like to see Sidney Crosby crying. Alright, now it's working over on Twitch. Is it worth moving the container to Nano server? Maybe a Linux to Windows thing? That's an interesting question, but it shouldn't be a difference between them. I love seeing Crosby crying too, and I'm Canadian. Nice. Okay. So... It saw True is Cool's message about Crosby. Did not see Smab's message and report. Oh no, I don't have that being filtered out yet. Yep, those are working. Not gonna go into it. We'll figure it out. Go Jackets from is that Bro B 042. You know what? To each his own. We'll see you in your little bumblebees there in a round or two here. All right, I want to take a look at what we've got going on here in the Wiki project. and see what the next step is that we can go through and work on here on the stream. Of course, I want to remind you, I had a tweet this morning. There was a supermodel. I don't normally start talking about supermodels on stream, but there was one on The Daily Show last night who was, where'd she go? She was talking actually about helping folks, helping ladies learn how to write code, young girls. And she's got a code camp that she started, a foundation called Code with Clossie. This is Carly Kloss. And she's teaching, helping, she learned how to code. More power to her. You know, that's not something we typically see with folks in that industry, going out and learning how to do some high-tech stuff. But you know what? More power to her. She started a nonprofit foundation to help teach girls how to write code, and I think that's great. We're going to be donating our subscription royalties here over to our friends at Girl Develop It. But I just want to take a second and appreciate that Carly has brought some more attention to our cause on a national platform. You know, that's great. She has access to those things. More power to her. I don't have to tell you folks there in the chat room, it'd be amazing to pair program with her one day on stream. Not sure that's going to happen, but hey, that's fantastic. You know, I'm really happy to see that. All right, so where was I? We're working on the core wiki. Go, my favorite sports. Score a goal unit basket, Ryan Regan. Oh, come on now. Come on. So, let's take a look at the issues we have outstanding over here. I did see there were a couple of pull requests submitted for Stream Tools. I'm going to save those for Tuesday night, and we'll work on those together with Fierce Kittens. And I was actually thinking, you guys have seen me here. I've got the green screen, and I'm here on the stream. She has a green screen also, so if we set it up right, I could actually have her right over there on the other side, so that the two of us are in the bottom corners coding together. That might be cool. I don't know. And now my bot isn't listening on Twitch anymore. Well, that's sad. That makes me sad. All right. Wow, we don't have a lot of folks with us today. That's okay. Let's see. We wanted a page to see all articles. We don't have any pull requests submitted today. But let's see what we can do to go through and start building out some more of this content. Authentication, I think I want to come back to. Search. Search might take a little bit for us to get to. Images take a little bit because we're going to need to upload and save those someplace and then figure out how to get those included into our page. So that's going to take a little bit of work. Featured articles. This might not be too bad. Author pages, we need security before we can do author pages. So we're going to need to, I think we need to wait on that. Track changes. This might not be too bad to build. Let's see. Comments. That's not too bad either. We could do that this morning. Article ratings. That's not too bad either. So let's see. Featured articles. That feels like it would be a page that has some information linking to other articles. It really could be just as a minimum viable. As a minimum viable, this could just be a page that contains links to other pages. Which reminds me, we don't support wiki text yet. And the ability to link to other pages. We need to figure that one out too. Support wiki text. Need to be able to name an article. Reference an article using Pascal case and have it converted into a link to another article. This is going to be an enhancement on our markdown processing, but we definitely need that. True is Cool asks, do you support markdown yet? Yes, we do. We do have that. We'll need to enhance that processing to support it. I think that's doable also. So Evandro wrote on the track changes, for this feature to make sense, we need to better define the scope. Does the article have an owner? Different authors can collaborate in an article, or only owner or administrator can edit it? So we're talking about permissions here. That's an interesting thing that we're going to have to get to, of course. If versions exist, add compare functionality and show a difference between it. Yeah. Create an additional table, article versions, just to store those historical versions. That's not a bad idea at all. That's, I think, the way to go with this. Edit detail article, add new functionality, versions, which permits author to navigate to the article version list. Yeah. Add functionality to show the difference. I've seen libraries that will do this for you. We'll give you that comparison. We'll need to format and place that markup on the page somewhere. And the articles list, add new functionality to each article, which permits authors to navigate to the version list. Yeah. So there's a couple things going on here. There's some permissions that we need to figure out. I think you're going to have to decide what kind of wiki this is. Is this a wiki like Wikipedia, or is this a team wiki that's public for people to read but not edit? Good questions. Standby reloading. I think that's a configuration option, and those are different permissions and different ways that you configure users. And that leads to the question: when I edit an article, does it automatically get posted, or does it get saved into article versions with a future version number, and it's queued for review at that point? These are good questions, right? Wikipedia doesn't immediately allow you to edit and deploy those updates. So, interesting questions around versioning, and I think permissions, I think, is a big piece of this that we need to get to. Comments for articles. This one I think could be a little bit dicier. We definitely would need to add another page. Minimum viable. Add link to discuss boards. I think that'll work. This will quickly start to bleed into a blog engine. I think you're right. Content management system, yes. And then article ratings. So this would need another table with let's see, with rating, date of rating, and some user information. And then we would take the average of those ratings and place them on the page. May even want to hook that up to an article version. I think we need to work on linking these things together there. Urchamian, welcome. I appreciate the follow. And good morning, Steve. Great to see you again. Clippers aren't playing today. Gonna have to do something about that, buddy. All right. Lag. Oh no. Can't be that bad. It does look bad. Ratings also needs it. Yeah, I think you're right. Article version. Well, it also needs the article. There we go. I hit enter just as I commented. Let's see here. So, part of me wants to... We need in each article an average rating. Perhaps, yes. I think we want to take care of this first so that we can get articles linking to each other. Once we have them linking to each other, then I think starting to track changes makes sense. And then we can look at article ratings, if I have that lined up right. Right? So let's create a project. And let's call this article versions and ratings. Defining version history for articles and allowing ratings to be submitted. Yeah. Template. What are the templates here? Yeah, we'll do a basic Kanban. Yeah, go away. Cards can be added to your blah 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 blah. Yes. Automatically move your cards to the right place based on the status and activity of your issues and pull requests. Yes, go away. So I want to support wiki text. I think we can do this one, the page to see all articles. Let's also define, where was it down here? Right, track changes, is that what it was? Comments, article ratings, article versions, not that. Go away. Shoo. So, and article ratings. So I think... Yeah, alright. So we do want track changes, and don't need featured articles yet. Article ratings. And then, you know what, let's bring in a couple bugs. It's always good to be, to include some bugs whenever you finish a project. Remove article, homepage system doesn't work anymore. Let's take care of that, and this unique constraint article topic. When I type in a very long text in the topic field, that should be easy to do also. Alright, so I think that's a good set. I think that's a good set of issues here to take a look at and work on for this first project. Is that how it's really said is Kanban? Kanban. It almost sounds like, right? It almost sounds like Kanban, right? Wrath of Kanban. All right, there we go. So here's what I want to do. I want to make these bugs first priority. Let's make sure those get addressed first, because I think these we can actually deal with pretty easy. Oh yes, absolutely. Break out your favorite Shatner impression. So I'm going to start off creating a project stream in my local folder, and then we'll go after each one of these features and start to work through them. Sound good? All right. All right, I think we're good. Just checking over there on Twitter. Everybody's doing fine. And it looks like the stream's going well. Good quality. So, let's start over here. Create edit problem when I type in a very long text in the topic field. Yeah, we need to limit that. I'm over here shaking my head like you can see me. No, I can't. Honestly, I can't. I see the wall behind my camera. That's the wall. All right. So, hey, look. We're not playing games. So, let's go into my folder. I'm going to switch over to PowerShell because I love the markup. All right, that's fine. What branches do we have? Oh, we can get rid of that branch from our friend Smab. I love the tab autocomplete in PowerShell. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's create a branch for this. I will call this project. What was the name of our project? Versions and ratings. Versions and ratings. All right. So this way, all of my code for this project is in one branch. When we're done with the branch, we can merge it with our dev branch and continue working. If there were bugs that we needed to address that were related to production, we can make those changes off of a feature branch next to our, directly off of our dev branch, merge those in, and be completely isolated from the project. It's a good practice to have a branch per feature or branch per project. In this case, I'm going to have one project, and I'll put all of my features for that project here in one place. So we'll start off. Type in a very long text in the topic field. So let's take a look at our model object. Models, article. So right about, love seeing all of those attributes. Ugh. But up here, topic, we need to set a maximum length. And we're using these attributes. These attributes come from the system component model data annotation space. These allow us to both enforce capabilities for entity framework, which is our object relational manager that will allow us to read and write data to the database, but also to manage our interactions on the user interface. So this is required. This is the key, for the topic, and I'm also going to specify there's a max length attribute here, and I'm going to specify a max length of let's say 100 characters. That kind of makes sense. I think that's big enough for this. Tabify that, please. Fix those tabs that Mr. Skeet messed up for us. All right, there we go. So now our topic has a maximum length of 100, and we shouldn't be able to make it quite that long. So let's just verify that it's enforcing. We can't go over 100 characters. Always got to have my cup of Good Morning America. The wife bought Folgers this week. I'm a Green Mountain person. I love my Vermont coffee. But Folgers? Ugh. All right. I'll drink that swill. Ugh. All right. New article. And topic. I like to key in the numbers when I want to measure the length of something. So there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and more. It's letting me key in more. This is a really long named article, and it should throw an error. There we go. Why am I thinking connection to GitHub Wiki like using webhook? Yes. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get to building webhooks. Absolutely. I'm actually in the midst of... I have one of my guests lined up for Build. I will be broadcasting live from Build, and actually some of my friends on the marketing team, they've been saying, oh, you should do some more broadcasting from there. Standby Reloading says, did you add the jQuery validation in the unobtrusive add-on? I did not. I want to talk about doing some of those validation things. that might be a good thing to do in another stream. If somebody wants to put that in as a pull request, we can talk about that as well. But it's not something that I want to dig into right now. It doesn't come with the default template. Better hope she doesn't watch the stream. Well, Daryl, she doesn't. Truth be told, the wife's never thrilled with me on stream, and I don't get it. Part of it has to do with when I'm on stream, I don't like to be interrupted. You know? I think that's kind of good manners. Do you have yet a public link to a released core wiki in use? Not yet. Cryptrix, there's a couple things that I want to get in place because right now anybody can edit things. I don't think we're quite at minimum viable product yet. Security, I think, is a big piece that we need to put in there. When we get on the other side of some of those, I will definitely have a public instance of this up and running. So, all right, got to keep my whistle wet here as well. So I've got that first issue addressed here, and I'm going to mark it as such. This is issue number 29. That I now have it properly enforcing a maximum length of 100. So there it is. So it was issue 29. Now enforcing a max length of 100 characters for the topic. Cool. Let's push that to Origin Project. I didn't create the branch yet, so I'll name it. Version and ratings. And if I give it a -u, it'll create... Yeah, I know that. Does not match any. Yeah. Failed to push some refs. Huh? Do it. I used to be able to do that. New OTB solution has both those validation JS files in the dub root lib. Okay. Not quite there yet. Why isn't it creating that branch for me? Huh. Will there be a command line command that shows routes like Rails? That's a good idea, MTC. I haven't heard any discussion about global commands, but that's a really good one. Versions and ratings. Oh, thank you. There it was. I didn't have it pluralized. See, that's why one of the reasons I refer to this as pair programming, because I would have been ripping my hair out looking for that S. Thank you, is that Chamian on Mixer? Thanks so much. A quick reminder, this is my last broadcast on Mixer today. I'm going to be switching to Twitch only, starting on Tuesday. So, I had a long discussion about that on Thursday's stream, but I will be switching to Twitch only. Alright, so I pushed that up. Did it do anything with that? Because nope, it didn't. So I'm going to mark that as done. If I open that up, yeah, I'm going to close that issue. All right, unique constraint failed, articles.topic. Well, this one seems pretty easy because topic is my key, and I'm allowing you to key in what those values are. We should detect if you're trying to upload something, trying to create something that already exists. That'd be something nice to create with the new .NET 2.1 global tools. I agree, Daryl. I think that makes a lot of sense to build. You would need to compile your application and then look at the entire route table and then output the route table. Not too hard to build. Let's take a look at this at this one. SQLite exception, we need to enforce a unique constraint against the topic. Now, I don't think there is a unique attribute that we can just put on this. Similarly, I don't believe there is a unique property that we can just add. We can say has index and then is unique in on model creating. Let's give that a try. I'm not too much of a fan of this type of approach. Like this. Yeah, I don't like those links being posted there. That was an appropriate block from Nightbot. I don't like blind links to images being posted into the chat room. Go ahead and whisper that to me, and if it's appropriate, I'll put it on screen. I'm just trying to protect and make sure that nobody trolls us and posts inappropriate things on the stream. So, nothing personal, just trying to make sure that we stay family friendly. It's an older key, but it does check out, sir. What do we got? Ah, I see. Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. Let me show you what's being linked to here. I think it's... I'll go over to the dashboard. Actually, it won't let me look it up there. Will it? Channel. Where's the whisper? I just had it. No, don't show that. That's bad. Messages. Nope, that's not it. Nope. Wrong button. It got pulled from Preview 2 due to bugs. Oh, I didn't know that. Over here, there it is. This one. So, that's not a bad idea. To show this. Now, if we were to do this as a global tool, I could see outputting this into HTML. I could also see doing this with some ASCII formatting. That would be kind of cool to do. Very much like Glimpse used to give us. So, it would be cool to have a command like that that creates controllers, etc. There is a new that will do that. If you say .NET new, there were templates for controllers and views. I don't see it here anymore. You used to be able to do that. Let's see. Nope, don't see the files here anymore. Yeah. Well, you can create a razor page, but not controllers. Interesting. There were templates for them. There might still be out there, but I don't see it right now. So, to address this question of the unique, I'm adding an on-model creating statement. This comes as part of the DB context in Entity Framework. And you can do all kinds of things in here to configure how the database should be working with some sort of an object, the different objects that are created out there. So by saying has index, and there's all kinds of properties you can put on here to configure how it stores and interacts with that data in the database. I want to make sure that topic is an index. It should be, because it's a key, and I also want to make sure that it's unique. Now that should help when we do our create interaction, and we do our model validation. That should help. So if I go over to pages and I take a look at create and I look at the code behind, oh, there I go, calling it code behind again. I look at the page model that goes along with this. When we post back, when it does this, model state is valid. Standby reloading says, doesn't the key attribute already do that? You know what, it does. You know what, I might not need, I think you're right. I don't need that for this. What I need is to catch a non-unique topic here and throw it appropriately. You know? So I'm doing, if model state is valid, return page. I want to check to make sure that the topic is unique. Hey there, Benjen. Now that sounds like an avatar from Game of Thrones, right? Uncle Benjen, who was right, the Stark's uncle with the, I know this, with the Night's Watch. He went north of the wall, and things happened to him when he got trapped north of the wall. Do I have it right there, Benjen? You don't know! Do yourself a favor. Just my alter ego. Check out Game of Thrones, or what is it? The Story of Ice and Fire, Dragons of Ice and Fire. I forget the name of it. I like this approach better. Otherwise, you'd have to go all the way to the DB before it fails. Yeah. You may have to query and raise an error unless you want to undo having the key column. That's exactly where I'm going, Daryl. Yes. So let's do that. So let's say if, where are we at? Context dot articles any, and we'll say a dot topic equals, and we'll take a look at our models topic, the incoming one, which will be article dot topic. Then I want to get my formatting correct there. I want to create a model state error. He was the first ranger of the Night's Watch. There we go. Benjen says, I'm amazed that Twitch streams coding. Oh, yes. Absolutely, Benjen. There's a bunch of folks that do creative topics here on Twitch. There are other folks that code. I look at this as a way for me to interact with you, do some pair programming together. I learn something, you learn something. It's great. You're an IT specialist in training. Best of luck to you in your career. We have a little community here. There's a Discord linked on the Twitch channel. You're welcome to join us if you have questions. It's a pretty good community. We look forward to helping each other. Dev Chatter and Divide by Zero stream as well. Yep. So check them out. We're more than happy to help other folks advance your careers. We want everybody to learn and do better. So, so here, when they post back, I'm going to test and find out if there are any articles out there that already exist with the same topic name, because I'm creating. I don't want to have the same name as something else. I want to add a model error to model state. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with MVC, that haven't seen model state with this, ASP.NET Core and ASP.NET MVC over in the previous version that ran only on Windows with .NET Framework had this feature called model binding. And model binding was a way for you to take more than just primitive types, right? Strings, numbers, dates. Take those and receive a more complex type, a model. In this case, we're creating articles for our Wiki project. So the article is our model, and it's being bound here. And the state of that model, if it's not valid, if it's missing a topic name, if it has a topic name that's too long, we're going to return it with appropriate errors. Well, in this case, we're inspecting and we need to find out that there's another error here, and we need to notify the model state that, hey, there's another error here. So I can do that by saying add model error. And the key is the name of the model state entry to add errors to. So I believe that in our case is going to be the topic. And then I can specify the error message. The topic, and then I can specify the name of the topic. I'll use a little string interpolation here using that $sign in front of the quotes. And I can say article.topic already exists. Please choose another name. And then I can say return page. So now, if that article exists, we'll add this error, and then we'll come back to the page for you to be able to put some stuff to make changes so it can be submitted. I want to make sure that I have a location to post validation messages, and that's right here. So ASP validation summary. On the model, there'll be some summary information up at the top if that's necessary. So let's take a look and verify that we are now appropriately validating that topic names for our wiki are unique. Here we go, starting up. And, all right, so there's my first page, and we've already shown that we handle cross-site scripting nicely. I'll create a new article, and I'll try and name it homepage. This is a duplicate. That's not how you spell duplicate. Homepage. Now, this should be a MDE. This should be a markdown editor, and it's not. I'll click create, and my error isn't being shown here. It didn't let me create it, but it's not showing me the error as well. Would it be possible that you do a stream where we can ask questions not about the wiki? Would be cool to see. Actually, 24 minutes. I did that on Thursday. Let's see, next week's schedule, like I said, Tuesday is at 9 p.m. with Fierce Kittens. We'll be talking about the bot, and I'm always, and actually 24 minutes, I'm always open to answer your questions. RPI? But Thursday morning next week, I'll do another one. Saturday next week, I won't be broadcasting because I'll be coming home from the Codestock conference in Knoxville. But Tuesday the week after, that's Tuesday the 25th. Tuesday the 25th, my guest will be Scott Hunter. He is the director of .NET. He owns all things .NET at Microsoft. He sets the direction for the .NET frameworks and languages, and he will be our guest pair programming here with us. And we're going to be at the Channel 9 studios that day. And I'm prepping Scott and say, hey, we'll write some code together. He wants to talk and show ASP.NET Core 2.1 Preview 2, and we'll take your questions then as well. Some pair programming with guests is where there's some cool topics. Yes, there are. I want to know why this isn't outputting my error properly. Why am I not seeing it in my validation summary? It's not appearing up in here properly. Let's take a look back at our code. Validation summary model only. Yes, I do have a validation summary. It's right there. When I take a look at the code behind, I am adding the model error. Let's take a quick look at that other override. Am I doing this wrong? There's an exception, model metadata. No, I'm all right. The key of the model binding model state entry to add errors to. What happens if I delete topic there? Because that should be... Does it even get called? Fair enough question. Fair enough question. Let's take a look. I'll put a breakpoint there on the test. And we'll try this one more time. Excuse me. New article. And home page. There we go. This is a duplicate home page. Create. So here it is. It's looking where the article topic is homepage. I'm going to step into that. So it did find one. And it's going to add that model state error and return the page. So it returned to the page, but I'm not getting the model error there. Vinny A Gamer, welcome. Should return the model state back. Let's take a look, see here. So my simple MDE, there it is. It's not being found. We'll need to fix that. Are you suggesting that we should go page? Yeah, the model state is embedded on the page, and that's being returned. Let's take a quick look-see here. Make sure that we're doing this right. Model state, Razor pages. No, no. It's on the base page. Right? Is it? It was add model error. How can I add an error that isn't for a property? Right. Add model error string key, but use an empty string for the key. And it will present itself as you'd expect. Okay, because I specified a key. But I want it to appear with the topic. Putting the model.property in strings worked for me. Item1.month. Ah. All right. So, do I need to make this article.topic to get that to work? Oops. Try that again. Just joined. What are you making? Now, I'm not the return page model is an MVC type of syntax. It's a simple wiki project in ASP.NET Core. It'll work on all the different operating systems. This is a dupe. There we go. So I hit that. There it is. That's what we need. So now the topic already exists. So because I specified article.topic, not just topic, I had to specify the name of my model property article. It now outputs and attaches that to the property name. And it did that automatically for me. I didn't have to write any extra code. I could also do name of. Let's try that. So what standby reloading is suggesting is that we do name of article.topic. Name of is a feature of C# 7, I believe it is. 7 or 6. But what this will do is this will actually allow you to reference an object directly and turn that into a string, article.topic as a string, so that you don't have these magic strings floating around in your project. This way, if I change the name of the property from topic to title, let's say, this property will break. And when I fix that, it'll still be connected to the appropriate property for this to work. So we'll verify that that works. Twitch didn't save it. Oh no. Twitch, there's a property in your, there's a configuration option on the Twitch dashboard for folks that are streaming that will allow you to configure whether or not it should save your videos. How long have I been streaming? Well, today I've been streaming for an hour. I started streaming in about November. Towards the end of November, like the 23rd or 24th. And actually, this is my 60th stream. How's that? That's pretty good. That's a good number. We should do something when I get to 100. This is a dupe. There it hits my breakpoint. I'm going to turn off that breakpoint because now it's annoying. And it's not outputting the name properly. Look at that. Let's put a breakpoint right here. Click that create. And let's look at our code. I'm going to use the immediate window here to see what it outputs when I say article.topic. And it outputs just topic. I was wishing bot was catching that and said the uptime. Yeah, sorry about that. Well, the bot right now is not working, and we'll work with Fierce Kittens on Tuesday on that. I whispered a link where it was saved. Oh, to Magnus. Okay. Globalization would be a great feature to system and after to articles. That's a great point, Evandro. Do me a favor. Open an issue on that, and absolutely, that's something we should address. This name of, though, it's not outputting what I want. And if I just said name of article, it outputs just article. Which is interesting to me because if I say the full thing there, it doesn't output the full, both sides of that. Because it'd be really weird to say name of article plus name of topic. Article. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. 60th stream. I still look like 50. Thank you, Sushinator. And Sushinator's got our .NET bot emote, the Fritz bot emote, because he's a subscriber. You can, of course, if you have Amazon Prime, you can activate Twitch Prime, which will remove all the ads on the stream for you. And you can you get one free channel subscription if you use your free channel subscription here. Of course, I'll donate the proceeds from those over to our friends at Girl Develop It, and you'll get the Twitch bot emote. Doesn't cost anything extra. And there you go, standby reloading and Magnus. Thanks so much for the bot salute. So I'm going to change this from name of article topic to, let's make this name of article. You know what? I shouldn't concatenate like that, should I? Oh, Jeff. Oh, Jeff. So we'll do some string interpolation here, like this. So by using the curly braces inside of that, and you can't see it because I have the break on it. So $quote says we're going to interpolate anything inside of curly braces and flip that back to C#. So this is C#, end brace, that's text, more C# to evaluate, and the results of those get turned into a string. So that should work now, and I get a nice name of article topic true. I did article full. Is there a full name of? I don't think there's a full name of. Let's try new article, homepage. Boo. There we go. That worked. Using my wackadoo formatting, but I don't want to do that. I would really like to do. I didn't think I had multiple. Nope, can't do that. That works. And I don't think there's full name of. Nope. Yeah. Fritzbot and on .NET bot. There you go. Yeah. So I've got to do the silly naming there. That's okay. We'll let that go. Looks good. All right. Let's stop that. So now I've got my unique constraint being enforced. What else did I change? Oh, I did some work in application DB context. And I didn't change anything in the create, did I? I didn't think so. Oh, Twitch is picking up the questions now. Look at that. Maybe not. Duh. All right. So let's commit this. And this was issue... Not that one. Don't need that one. Don't need that browser. That's an extra browser. That's an extra browser. And another. Why isn't it just opening as new tabs? You'd think that would make sense. Here we go. So this is issue number 28. 28. Enforcing unique constraint on topic. Fantastic. Done. And we'll just move that over here because it's done. Next one. Oh, excuse me for a second. Yeah, I turned off the wrong mic. In edit page, topic is editable. Is it? We may need to enforce over there as well. Let's double check. Edit. Let's look at the page. It is. Let's get rid of that. And let's just make it a span. It should be at model.article.topic. Ah, there we go. So that should take care of what you're highlighting, Vandro. Do I use Discord? Yes, I do. There's a link to our Discord chat in the Discord server on the Twitch page. What command line do I use? So colorful. This is called poshgit. You can find a link to that on my GitHub. Let's see, let's go here. And if you go to Fritz Livestream, there's links to it right here. Okay. I didn't know you could make websites with C#. Can this be done with other languages such as C++ and Java? Of course. Yes. Java has a bunch of different servers that folks use. C++ it's a little bit trickier C++ is such a low-level language that it takes a lot of coding to manage the memory coming and going, that folks don't prefer it. They prefer to use other languages that will manage memory for you. .NET, Java are used by a lot of enterprises. You'll see folks using JavaScript, Ruby, Python to build websites as well, because they manage the memory for you also. And with how fast a web server runs to just spit out text, having those languages and frameworks that manage memory for you is kind of a savior. So that should take care of the label there for us. Made topic read only on the edit page. There we go. Now we're going to run into a problem with that at some point, because our edit page, you shouldn't be able to, well, we may need to use a view model there at some point. In OBS, you can disable all auto sources in the main config and then add audio sources per scene. I've done that, which would allow you to create a be right back scene with no audio capture and show an image. Yep, I know how to do that. I haven't created a be right back scene. It's one of those things I need to get to, along with intro video. PoshGit gets installed with GitHub's desktop client as well. They call it Git Shell in Start menu. Do they? I thought they installed Bash. I'm not sure about that, Andre. In college, I worked a lot with VB.NET. I did always prefer C#. I know the Canadian government still uses a lot of VB. Is VB still supported to the same extent as C#? Yes. In fact, there's a new program manager that owns the VB language. It's our good friend and former MVP, Kathleen Dollard. She's now the program manager for Visual Basic. She's doing a great job of evaluating features and ensuring that VB gets the support that it needs, and it grows and takes on new features that are appropriate compared to C#. C# is used by millions. VB is used by thousands. F# is used by slightly less than VB. So, yes, Visual Basic. Visual Basic's not bad. I grew up on Visual Basic. Do I know VBA? Yes, quite familiar with VBA. VBA is Visual Basic for applications. You'll typically see that used in the Office applications. But I actually learned how to write code. My first more modern language was Visual Basic. And that was way back in the 90s. I learned VB4. What are the advantages to using languages such as C# to create websites instead of web languages like JavaScript? That's an interesting question, Sneeko. C# is part of the .NET frameworks. So when you're building and working with these languages, when you're building and working with C#, you're in the .NET framework. You can now use what we call .NET Core, which is a completely open source version of .NET that you can find on GitHub at github.com/.net, and you can find the command line interface. The core language runtime is core CLR. The core frameworks, the compilers for C#, VB, and F# are right here, Roslyn. And then our standard, this is standard interfaces that you can use across different .NET versions. But you can use .NET Core to build and compile with C# on Windows, Mac, or Linux. This is all completely open source, completely free. And you can use Visual Studio Code, which is open source, and once again, completely free. If I go Microsoft / I believe it's Visual Studio Code. No. Is it Code? No. Is it VS Code? I forget where it is. There it is. Is that Meister 988? Welcome. this is the source code for Visual Studio Code. And you're welcome to download and rebuild it, do whatever you'd like with it. It's MIT licensed, but we have a complete free and open source development environment and tools for you. So using C#, you're going to have a runtime that you'll need to compile. You'll get strongly typed interactions with it. And you'll be able to deploy to all those different operating systems that you'd like. Even Raspberry Pi, folks have got this running on. So if this is all built and supported, and if you need support contracts, Microsoft will sell you a support contract. You can get great support to run inside a Docker container on all the different cloud environments. Working with JavaScript, you don't have a central authority for that stuff. You're going to be relying on a lot of open source projects that are maintained by folks in the community. And that might be okay for you. That might meet your needs. JavaScript is a dynamic language. You're going to have to run other interpreters against it, linters, or unit tests to ensure that you don't break things as you pass between different interactions. But that might be okay for you. That might be a programming style that works for you. Visual Studio Code is a great editor that'll help support that. If that's what you'd like to do, it has great features, just like for JavaScript development, just like we have for .NET. So you can get IntelliSense, you can get the compiler and runtime that'll run your Grunt or Gulp or whatever tasks, Webpack tasks against it. It'll run Yarn for you right inside the editor. So it's a question really of choice. JavaScript, you're going to have to go find somebody that's going to give you support for that. Joyent is a company that's currently supporting Node.js. You can go to them for support with Node.js if you'd like, if you need that. But Microsoft's really the place that you can go to if you have one of those departments at your company that wants to know who they can sue when they don't get the support they need. Microsoft is more than happy to work with you. We call ourselves customer obsessed with that type of thing. So I hope that answers your question, Sneeko. There's a lot of difference between the different languages and tools, but we think .NET's pretty great. At my school, they told me to code 3D games in VBA. Okay, that's just mean. That's pretty tough. VB 2013 was the first programming language I learned. I'm kind of glad that it's in my past. Okay, to each their own. It's not bad, but in my opinion, it has a very limited usage. You can do other things, WinForms, services. No, you can use Visual Basic to build ASP.NET apps. You can use it to build ASP.NET Core apps. It's up to you. No problem, Sneeko. That's what I'm here for, is to answer questions like that. I'm more than happy to answer that question. So I think I've got a solution for this one, for the unique constraint, so I'm going to close that. We've moved that over. Last page, homepage, system doesn't work anymore. If we remove the homepage article, the system doesn't work anymore. So we should block deleting the homepage. That's probably a good idea. So let's open the delete. And so delete, if you try to get it, if topic name is not specified, go to the homepage. Well, that's a bad idea. So where's it posting back to? Oh, I'm looking at details. Huelas. Is that how you pronounce that? Huelas? 2. Welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm on the wrong page. I was looking for my delete page. That's not the delete page. This is the delete page. Alright, so it's going to look for a page not found. If it can't find it, that's fine. Singular default or not found. Alright. If the ID equals null, return not found. If we're trying to delete... So I also want to say, else if ID equals homepage, return not found as well. That's better. Do we have a... I don't have a... And I don't like that. Does that mean you need to seed that page in? I should. I'm just going to leave that the way it is for right now because that works for me. And that is issue 31. Now blocking deletion of the home page. Cool. So we've got that taken care of. Good. And we'll move that over. All right. So it's nice being able to see progress here. But does that mean I need to seed the home page in? So what Standby Reloading is suggesting is that if there isn't a home page when you first download and create the application, we're going to have a problem. So I've got that problem that I need to deal with, and also my application is missing my Markdown editor capabilities, so we need to put that back in. Now, let's first talk about seeding the database. Seeding the database means there's some initial default values that it should have that it doesn't currently have. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to create a static method over here. In fact, I'm not going to make it public. I'm going to make it internal. And I will call it, I will return void, and I will call it seed data. And I should take an application DB context and yeah. And what I'll do is I'll load an initial home page. So what I'll do is I'll say if context dot articles no, any. Let's make sure that there is a home page. A dot topic equals home page. Well, that's not right. That's it. I want to say if there, so this is using something called link, right? So I'm looking at my database context, go get the collection of articles, and then this is called a link predicate, okay? It's an extension method. It's not part of the articles object, but it's going to say for any of these objects, and we'll denote each one of those objects with an A. If the A topic is homepage, we're going to do this. And then we threw the exclamation at the beginning to throw it around and say not. So I'll just create a new article. Homepage article equals new article. Topic equals homepage. This is the default homepage. Please change me. Okay. Oops. And the last property there is published. I'm actually going to force it right through the published date time and say date time. No, I want published equals, and this is going to be a Noda time, right? This is a Noda time instant. I think that should work. You're not going to do that in the configuration CS for your EF migrations. Well, so what you're defining, see, I don't have a configuration. There's a snapshot where it builds the model. And then there's the initial over here where it'll do this. What I like to do is create this little seed property over here. Simple move MDE.js move to under dist as part of the PR. Missed the links and the details as they weren't in layout. Ah, okay. The database is still versioned in GitHub. Seed makes sense. I'm going to remove the database from GitHub eventually. We'll get there. So, all right. Let me finish this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say context.articles add homepage article, context.article. I can actually say context.save changes, and it'll write those changes to disk. C# is used for a lot of different things not web related. It's widely used for game development. Yes. Some games that you may have seen, Hearthstone, like I was going to play earlier today, that's written in C# using the Unity framework. You can also see C# is used for Pokemon Go is written in C#. You can write mobile applications with C# and .NET. You can write games. A lot of the games that you may see and play on your Xbox are written in C#. And I believe, is it PUBG is written in C#? I can't remember. It might be. I even used C# at a previous company to develop a DLL file that worked with a scanner to get information from driver's licenses for police departments. Cool. I'm using an API wrapper for Spotify, but the JSON format I get back is often terrible. I understand that one. What I did before is recreating the class with the structure I wish, then pass the values around. Can you think of something better than passing it around? Oh, if I got something for you. Let me save this. So, let me come back to that JSON issue that you're having. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. I don't need this serve node package anymore. I'm not using this, so I can get rid of that. And after I configure this to use MVC, PUBG is Unreal, so C++. There you go. That's it. Then is Fortnite doing it? One of the new multiplayer games is using C#. I can't remember which one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to say application services dot. I can say, do I need to create scope? Yeah. Now I can say scope dot service provider get service, and I want application DB context. That's not it. Application DB context. And now I can say application DB context dot cdata, and I need to actually put this somewhere. Context. There we go. And now it'll try and seed the data every time it starts up. It's from Epic Games. They also develop Unreal. Oh. Who was it? Now you've got me wondering. Unity3D.com, because they like to brag about the different games they're using. Made with Unity. Here we go. Are you Monument Valley is written with Unity. Yep. Cuphead. That's written with Unity. That was big. There's... yeah, you can take a look and see all the different things that are being built with Unity out there. But that's all C#. There you go. All right. Here we go. So this will try and seed the data and load up information about that homepage if we don't have one already. So here's what I'm going to do just to verify that that's working properly. Here's my WikiDB. I'm going to move that. WikiDB. So it's just a little SQLite database. And let's call it old WikiDB. There it is. So now when I start the application, it should create a default homepage for me. No such table articles. We need to make sure that the database exists. So let's do context. Is it database? Ensure created. So what this will do is it'll make sure that the database actually exists and all its schema are created. Yeah. Restart. There we go. And actually, if you look at the log here, you can see it actually creating the database. Right? Take a look. So this happens in development mode, where you get the information logged for you automatically. You can override this in configuration. But you can see it creating the table and doing that any check. And then there it's inserting that first article. Now notice it doesn't log the actual contents of what was inserted. That would be a violation of things like GDPR, right? That general data privacy retention law that's in Europe but affects basically everybody. So we don't want to put that into our logs because then you'd have to delete your logs, and that doesn't help anybody. And there's my home page. This is a default home page. Please change me. That date is really wrong. But because I said new instant, it gave me the epoch, right? The first date. I'm going to eat now. If you could wait till you answer my question about JSON thing, would appreciate it. All I wanted to show you was that you can paste JSON as a class. And then you can parse that JSON into a class and then pass the class around. It's really easy to do. Right, if I were to... Give me some JSON somewhere. Where can I find some JSON? The Twitch API. Dev Twitch TV. V. The Twitch API gives you data in JSON format. So let's go there for a second. I can show you real quick. New Twitch API. Doom, 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 boom, 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 boom. I'm going to need to pass a client ID. No. Free, simple JSON API. Just give me an API here. Fake online REST API for sure. Give me that. All right. So there's some JSON. I can copy that. App QuickType IO works very well for converting JSON to C#. JSON convert deserialize object. Yeah, then you're good. There's JSON in my config files. Oh yeah. You can right click here and where is it? There is a convert JSON to C#. Paste JSON as where is it? Paste special XML as classes, but there's one for JSON as classes. And it rats. Where is it? Visual Studio, paste JSON as classes. Paste JSON and XML as a class. Right. Paste special, paste JSON as classes. Why isn't it there? It's not appearing. No, that's not a preview. It's something that we put in there. Psychos PT, welcome. It does normally appear in the paste special, and it's right click here. Where is it? View, no. Edit, paste special. Yeah, I have JSON copied. Right? Even if I do this and create a new class, there is no paste special on this, just paste. I wonder where it went. Because it's supposed to come. Does it need .NET Framework and not on .NET Core? I don't think so. I'm going to check my installer here real quick. The point is, you should be able to just paste. The Stack Overflow answer said to do so. Said to do what? Finally put the caret directly in the curly braces of the public class and then edit. That generates a class inside the class. Instead, I'm going to put my insertion point somewhere in the namespace. It generates the public class root object. Edit. There it is. Paste JSON as classes. And there it is. And then you could paste that around. Then you don't have to worry about trying to figure out what that JSON object is. But you should paste that around as a class. Yeah. So you need to have the cursor inside of a file in order for it to paste that. But it works really nice. All right. Magic. Yes, it is. All right. I'm not thrilled with that. I should be able to say, what was it? System clock, I think, was it? From Noda time. Instance, get current instant. And that should, oops. Yep. So let me delete the WikiDB here. There we go. Alright, try this one more time and we should get the appropriate time popping up there. There it is. And that's my local time. Terrific. Just what I was looking for. What files do we need here? So I'm going to... Yeah, let's delete WikiDB. Let me move my old wiki back. Now seeding the homepage. Cool. So we've got that done. All right. Need to figure that out. Need to figure that out. Track changes. Page to see all articles, I think, is something we could do really quick here on today's stream. I think that's... let's think. We need to fix that MDE issue, right? So it's now not moment, not popper. It's called simple MDE. Here it is. Simple MDE min and CSS and JS. I think, were they referenced in my layout? Moment. I think we might have put them specifically in the create and edit pages. Yep, so it's simple MDE, and then we need a dist folder here. There it goes. Found it. And we're going to want to do that over here as well for the edit page. Dist and dist. Lagging a lot today. Ugh. All right. Let's just verify that that works. Why not include it as a bundle? We'll get there. We'll get there. I can click edit. There we go. Now I get my editor. It's already minified, so there isn't much to bundle. Agreed. And we'll work on bundling later. Don't need to optimize yet. But I can definitely see that on pages where we're editing, that's right, I could create a partial with all those things that are needed to edit content on a page and put these two in there. Let's, sure, let's try doing that. So let's create a new, razor page. It's not even a razor page. It's a... Well, what do I have here? If I choose this one, no. No. I'm going to add just a razor view. Web. There it is. So this is what's called a partial. I'll call this editor. Yeah, let's call it editor. Some icons are missing. Yeah. Ever get those student resources together? Oh, gosh. You know what? I completely forgot, Joe. I do have information on that stuff. I need to get that over to you. My apologies. I'm going to paste that in to this editor page. And what I should be able to do now, go away. I'm clicking delete. Thank you. I should be able to now say html.partial editor, and it will include that content. Am I familiar with PDB files and ReSharper? No. ReSharper's got their own folks. I know of it, but I'm not familiar with how to do anything with PDB. That bar looks like it was made on Bootstrap 3. It's wonky. It is. It certainly looks that way. Let's see if that edit page now works. Oh my gosh. Gosh, I can't read that. Who's our new follower there on Twitch? Welcome. I'm not quite sure how to read the characters there. You can still use sections in partials. Didn't work. You can't. That's right. So what I may need to do is actually create two partials. So let's rename this one. I'm not going to be able to rename it while it's running, am I? I'm trying to browse the code and set breakpoints in a referenced assembly from NuGet that contains PDB files too. When I'm debugging, I can step into the referenced assembly, but I somehow can't get to the code I want to set breakpoints in. You want to set breakpoints inside somebody else's code? That sounds dicey. And I will call this editor script. So in our style one, I will just include that link. So then on my edit page, I can say at section, hang on, styles. Ah, come on. There we go. And then I'm going to take this block and put that in my editor script so that that's all in one place. And then here I will just say at HTML. There it goes. Editor script. Now this should be editor style. And then I can take that whole thing and go back over to create. Yep. And let's give that a shot now. Missed my partial comment, my previous comment about partial async versus partial. Partial async. I remember Damien saying partial was something you should really avoid. Yeah, they would rather have everything run async out of your Razor pages. And that's fine. I'd love to see an obsolete placed on that. Go to definition is not working. I can't get into the other assembly. Wampa TV, Blazor. I'm not doing Blazor today. We will at some point. I need to await those things, don't I? Let's do that. Space Shot's hosting us. Thank you, Chris. Let's do an await there. And an await there. Reload. There it comes. Now, I think it was Smab earlier was saying that bar looks terrible. And in fact, everything is... It's not actually running that code at all. It looks like it's missing something. It's loading everything, but it's not triggering any of the script for this stuff. So there's something going on there. I believe they are planning doing something similar to the obsolete flag, but with analyzers so they don't break automated builds. Alright. Well, we're missing some icons here. There's a first problem. Oh, look at that. SVG icons that are being built on the fly. Wow. Impressive, but annoying. But you're right, this looks like it was an older version of Bootstrap that it's coupled to. Let's take a look at our package JSON. That is simple MDE. Let's go see what we can do. Yeah, the stuff with breaking automated builds, I find troublesome, because if you upgrade to a new version of the tools, you should expect to see some things encouraged and discouraged, and breaking somebody's build the first time that they update to a new thing because something's obsolete, in my mind, is a legitimate thing to do. That's okay. Let's see here. It is bundled with CodeMirror and depends on font awesome. And it hasn't been touched since 2016. Oh no. Well, that's not going to work. If you want to load external symbols, you can. Where is it? There is some place to get the external symbols. I think it's in configuration. Set symbols in cache locations. So you can tell it to go find symbols from somewhere else and cache in different folders. Yeah, Font Awesome changed a lot, and it evidently broke this. Temporary thing until the version numbers bump past 2.x. At Microsoft, we have a very, very tight coupling to wanting to ensure backwards compatibility. For something where it's a bad practice to continue using something, I'm not opposed to marking something as obsolete, because you're not breaking them on build, but you are throwing warnings at that point. That, I think, is quite fair to do, is mark something obsolete. Diznubs, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Yeah, I need to find Markdown Editor. Stack Edit, in-browser, Markdown Editor, Markdown Pad, no. See, I saw this and was like, oh, terrific, we'll use that one. No. Spark Suite, simple. Oh, there is a pull request, really. Pull request 666. Look at that. Implemented in Lunaro's fork of the project. Do tell. That sure looks a lot better. Simple MDE is where he is. I thought that's simple MDE. So I can't just do the install because I won't get his version. I originally made this fork to implement Font Awesome 5. When that was done, I submitted a pull request, which has not been accepted yet. This and the project being inactive since May triggered me to make more changes and put new life into the project. Font Awesome 5. Guide button works when editor is in preview mode. Small styling changes, Node 8 and 9 support. Lots of refactored code. Blah, 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 blah. And then there's the original README. Okay, how do I use your version then? Let's go into dist. Oh, fantastic. Where did you get your Visual Studio Live Share? I was issued it as an employee. Yep, you can request access. You need to be granted access in order to be able to host a live share. Anybody can be a guest to a live share. Depends on how sensitive their build is, but it's still an interesting topic. If you're doing an automated build and you take the latest version of a framework every time aggressively and you expect it to always work across major version number changes, even across minor version number changes, I'm okay with marking something as obsolete on a minor version change because you're not breaking their build. You're throwing a warning indicating that this isn't going to be present for much longer. Because when that major version changes, if there is a .NET Core 3, if and when there is a .NET Core 3, and you remove that feature, well, you crossed a major version number. It's okay to introduce breaking changes at that point according to semantic versioning. But going from version 2.0 to 2.1, I'm okay with saying this is obsolete. And if you're breaking on warnings, that's your call. Because semver is a lie. Let's see. Yes, I already tried to set up a symbol server with .peak. I'm not sure if the NuGet package contains the debug PDBs or just the release PDBs. The release PDBs aren't really a thing. Do you know what the difference between release and debug PDBs? PDB is a portable debug bundle. It contains all the information about where in the DLL or the EXE that you're using. It's the mapping between the source code and what was actually rendered and delivered. If you don't have those, you can't do that. There is no such thing as a release PDB. That's the feature. That's what makes a release, is that it removes all that debugger information. It removes all that link information so that it runs faster. So that's why when you get a stack trace from a release version of something, it doesn't contain all the files that you were looking for. Here's what I'm going to do to try to solve this. I'm going to grab these two files and copy them down into our application. I'm just going to Control C out of that. And I'm going to remove this so that it's not trying to be rebuilt every time. I'll reach into lib, simple MDE, and that was the CSS. So we'll grab that file, paste. Oh, it says minified, but this, all right, whatever. And I'll go into the JavaScript and do the same thing. Raw. Fantastic. There it is. Good. All right. Now let's see if this looks any better. Oh, so much better. I'll take it. VS tries to pretty it. Yeah. Prettyify it. Alright. I am going to leave this removed, which also means... Yeah. Alright. I'm going to go to bundle config and I'm going to remove the entries for simple MDE. There they are. We'll get rid of that. So now, right, that should still work. and look good. And it won't try and rebuild it. You're welcome, Halosia. Git status. Yep, that looks good to me. Fixed simple MDE to work with Bootstrap 4. Fantastic. All right. I tried to be C# Fritz's minion on stream. I don't think the IntelliTrace feature can also really help you here if your org practices with it a little, decide to rely on it for production debugging. That's snapshot debugging. Just found this not going to pretend the checked answer isn't exhaustive. Release generating PDB files. It shouldn't. Because without the PDB files, it would be impossible to debug a release build by anything other than address level debugging. It shouldn't. If I change this over to release, build again. I don't need the installer. Come here, you. Take a look at our folder here. Bin, debug. If you look here, there's the PDB files and the stuff about the runtime config. Release, netcore app. There's no there is one PDB file for what I built. And it's incredibly small. I didn't think it created those. You shouldn't be deploying those. It's a little bit bigger over here. You punk. Nope, not gonna do it. Alright, moving on. So we fixed all that, editor script. Yeah. Just to remind you guys on Mixer, Jeff won't be streaming to Mixer. Yes, today's the last day I'm streaming to Mixer. We will not be streaming to them after today. Yeah. Add simple MDE folder to GitHub. It's ignored right now. Oh, good point. Good point. Let's go into git ignore and make sure that that's being included. I need to go up a folder. So this is ignoring core wiki www root lib. Is there a release core wiki? Nope, not yet. Back after big power fail transformer exploded. Oh my gosh. I thought there was a way. There it is. Can go. I'll say bang core wiki www root lib simple MDE. Now if I commit that, adding back in simple MDE folder. It should have included that. It should be there for me. Go away. No. Let's see, lib. didn't update the icons. Adding simple MD. Cool. All right. There they are. Good. All right. Let's get rid of that. Don't need this. Don't need that. All right. A page to see all articles. Let's take a look. How's it go? This, what do we got here? Create a new articles list to list all articles. Articles list should be accessible from our new homepage. Yeah. Allows users to navigate to the following features: edit, delete, or detail. You know what? I think it's almost the same format as what we have for the latest articles. Bower is deprecated. Yeah. You know what? And while you weren't looking, a bunch of other JavaScript features were deprecated as well. I've been playing with Library Manager. Pretty slick. Yes, it is. All right. So right now, under Pages, I have a page called... Where is it? Latest Changes. Let's create another one called All. Just do a razor page. Yeah. The package manager, the library manager. See, they cut back a lot of the features of it. You have to add a file to get it to light up or something. I forget how you do it now. It was really cool. Not anymore. My model is going to be a collection of articles, and it's also going to have a page number so that you can look at it. And you're also going to want to be able to search through it. Let's start with just a page number. I think that makes sense. Page number. Let's just page number. There we go. By default, we'll make it 1, and we'll bind that property. Public I enumerable article. And we'll call this articles. That's not Icebug yet. That is. And we're going to need... Yep, using statement. We're also going to want a constructor that will receive my application DB context. Let's store that so we can access it on get. Create a read-only field. Private const int page size equals, let's make the page size 20. All right, so on get, somehow I read all model as AI model or AL model. Yep, that's where a library manager is. All right, let's see. So I want to get the articles for the page number that I'm on now. The first page is page 1, but not really. Let's say articles equals context dot articles skip. Now we're going to skip a certain number of articles, but actually we need to do an order by first. Let's order by the topic name. Excuse me. All right. We're going to skip a certain number of articles. The number of articles we're going to skip is actually page number -1, because we want to start on the 0th page. Times the page size. So we're going to skip on the 0th page 0 articles. On the first page we're going to skip 20 articles, etc. And then we're going to take the page size. So this way we're going to skip the number appropriate. I wanted to reinstall Unity. It's stuck at 50%. Sorry about that. Also, when I'm doing this, I want to do this as read-only. Where is it? There's a read-only thing here. It's like using Microsoft Entity Framework Core, and it's like as read-only, as no tracking. That's it. And this will actually allow you to get the data faster. Which reminds me, we should make this an async task. Yep, don't have an await yet. So I'm going to say await as no tracking. Yep. And I don't need it as a list. A list is good. A list type for this collection is good if you're fetching something you need to be able to move back and forth across, right? You need to be able to search for those things. In this case, I want to use an array because I'm only going to be moving forward to paint these articles on screen. So you're right, Cryptrix. We should make this async. We'll make it return a task, and we'll await and return that task appropriately. Is it Revesoft or Revsoft? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. So now I'm returning that collection of articles. I'm going to go over to my all page. Let's just call this all articles. And I'm going to steal a little bit of the layout here of my latest changes page. So it'd be great to have new article up at the top just like this. So I'll borrow that layout. And then for each item in the model, we can output the cards for these. And I will do that. That's not right. That's not right either. Still not right. Where are you going, boy? Copy. Paste. That's better. All right. Man, we really need to update the web templates to the new Bootstrap. We do. You're right. There we go. Save that. For each item in model.articles. So now we'll get each one of those output with edit and delete links. Okay. I need a pager at the bottom of the page so I know that how to get to those other pages. So I also need to know how many pages there are. So let's create another property here. Total pages. And let's say total pages equals await context articles dot count async yep, divided by page size. And we're going to need to do a math math.ceiling on that, which says round this up. So I'm going to make this a double for the purposes of this calculation. Math.ceiling is going to make it into a double. And then into that. That is ugly. Are the web templates on GitHub and do they accept PRs? Yes, they are. Is it necessary to add a new article item? There is one in the header menu. Good comment. Let's get rid of that. Beaster the Boss. Welcome. It looks like we're about to have, is that Chamion's Bane? There it is. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate the follows. Look forward to seeing you in the chat room with your questions. Okay, so I have the articles that's going to output it. I now have total number of pages here, which is really ugly with these casting back and forth. Looking for my Blazor VOD. It's on YouTube. If you go there, that'll take you right to the YouTube channel, and if you search for Blazor, you'll find it there. Question about Entity Framework. I was wondering if it is possible to have multiple classes deriving from DB context that use the same database, or can you just have one? I'm trying to create different repositories. You can have multiple classes that derive and set up separately. Gets a little crazy to manage, but it is possible. You might have these for different contexts, right? Here's all my accounting tables. Here's all my product tables. Here's all my shipping tables. You could do that. Take a look. Julie has a bunch of talks writing about this for her bounded context with EF stuff. Yes. Calum is talking about Julie Lerman, who's someone I need to get back on stream. We had her for that 1 hour during the 8-hour workshop, and she was amazing. She's traveling right now, but we need to get her back on stream. Yes, this is Music to Code by Joe. This is a song called Orange. Let's see. Hey, at Julie Lerman. Would you be interested in joining me for a stream about Entity Framework the next month or so? See what we can do there. Yeah, the bot isn't working, and I'm annoyed by that. Watch. I'll rerun it again. There it goes. There it is. See that? Now it works. John Skeet can stop an infinite loop just by thinking about it. You bought John Skeet's book. That's fantastic. I'm sure he's happy to hear that. All right, so total pages. So now I can build a pager at the bottom of my list of... We're at both at the bottom and the top, I guess, for my list of articles here. So let's go to back here. Let's go back to my page. Let's create a quick for loop. Let's call it var page num in... No. Var page num equals 1. Page num less than model dot total pages, less than or equal to, because I need to get that last page also, and then page num plus plus. There we go. So while I've got some of our bind property on total pages, I'm not going to be receiving it back, so I don't think I need to do that. We'll take a look. The auto mod tool still flags comments with the word Skeet in it. All right. Looking forward to Fierce Kitten stream and see these bot issues get resolved. Yes, aspiring DevOps guru. Actually, is she out there? Are you out there right now, Fierce Kittens? Works for Mixer. I know. And it's my stupid programming on Twitch. Let's see. I'm going to reach over to her Discord real quick on my phone. I use one of these Mophie battery cases because I burn through battery so quickly. Let's see here. I had her. There she is. Viewers on my stream today are really looking forward to us coding together on Tuesday. Let's see if she jumps on. Pokemon will do that. Alright, so I'm going to output a quick little pager here. I know what the current page is, and that's why bind property on page number, because I want to be able to pass that back in, and I'll receive that coming back out. So, right, if I take a... Oh, bind property doesn't have any helpful text, does it? Lame. But standby reloading, yes, the music is music to code by. Alright, it's also on music to flow by. Alright, let's build the pager. So I want to put whatever the page number is, and if the page number is the current page, just output that text. What helpful text would you like to see? Good question. For bind property, I would like to see some definition as to whether it's one-way or two-way binding, and that you need it in order to receive values back into that property. So, right, this is completely not what it should look like. Mark properties with bind property to indicate that they should receive values from model binding. Something like that. All right. So if the page is the current page, I don't want to put a link. I want to actually output it. Oh my gosh, I forgot Caleb is that's Glenn. I completely forgot. Oh my gosh. Hey Glenn. So I'm going to put a span here, and I might call this page number. Nah. Let's do something like that, and then I'll put page num in here. And I only want to do that if the page number. Hey, I sent an email to Damien and David, asking them if they'd like to talk about SignalR at build on stream. We need to give them a little nudge. If page num equals model dot, I think it's just page number, right? Yeah. So that'll be my current page number. Then I want to output that format. Right? Good. Otherwise, we want to output a hyperlink. So I could do an href. Really, the way that the team would like you to use it is to do ASP page. So then I could say all. And that doesn't give you, right? It doesn't give you help text like that. I have to do something like that. Yesterday was busy. Oh, you didn't see the chaos yesterday as we were locking down the last couple of build presentations that are being announced. At least one of the other SignalR devs should be there for booth duty, though. Yes, they are assigned, and they will be there. I'm going to add some route information about this, right? Isn't it route? Something like this? Not all route data. I want to pass in the page number. I thought it was... which one is it? Right? Isn't it something like ASP route dash data? I don't want that. What is it? ASP-route. Yesterday was Friday the 13th. Yes. ASP route tag helper. Yeah, ASP-route and then the name of whatever it is that you're passing. So I want to pass ASP route, and then I want to pass in the page number. That's not spelled right. So page number is what I want. Like that. And that value is going to be page num. And I want it to be page num. So it should output that appropriately, and I should put the same class on this so that I can do some spacing and some other things there nicely. Hey! That's better. Alright. Section, I think it's styles, like that, right? Isn't that the name of my section for styles? Yeah. So it was page num. Hey, look at that. I want to do margin. Don't care about the top, but on the sides, let's do 4 pixels. ASP route var name. Yeah. I suppose I could change from Calum to something that looks like my name. Nah. You could do that, but this way you can hide in people's streams and they won't know. So now my all page should have a little pager at the top, and it'd be nice if I had the same thing at the bottom. I can wrap this in a function to put it in both places. Or I could turn it into a view component and put it in both places. Interestingly, my Twitch dashboard is now no longer showing me chat either. Interesting. Alright, so now if I go /all, I should get that all page, and here's all my articles, and I've only got one page at this point. So let's make the page count shorter, just to force those links to appear. I'll make the page count. I'm sorry, I'll make the page size. Let's make it 2, which is completely unreasonable. Use Bootstrap class pagination and page items. Oh, that's a great idea. I like it. All right. So we'll go to /all. There we go. 2. Oh, went to the same page. We'll need to fix that. And I'm clicking on 2, and it's not receiving page number in there. All right. So we've got a couple things we want to fix here. Let me go back over to my layout here. Actually, standby reloading. I think Calum will be able to tell you what the GitHub repo is for the templates. See how I did that? Pagination? And... oh no, wait. Pagination is what should be outside of this. This should be page item. And I'm guessing this should be page link. And then we'll want to wrap the whole shebang with a div. There we go. And I'll just move that right down there. It's like we planned it this way. E. Well, those are right, but it didn't... the page item looks terrible. Yeah, but it wants that to be a link. Even though it's not. Let's go back over here. Get bootstrap.com. 4.1? You make me sad. pagination. Let's get the format right for this. Oh, look at that. Fancy. Let's do, so pagination, and the outside is a page item, and then inside of it is a link. All right. Yeah. So, all right. So it made it a UL for these. That's fine. I can do that. So it's an LI with a class of page item on each one of these. All right. That works. And then inside, I don't want it to be a page link. And I want icons, disabled and active states. There we go. So I want active. Do it like that. That should work. Oh, that looks terrible. All right, hang on. Hang on. We will give you link access. Let's see. It's Calum 3. There you go. Give it another shot. That's terrible. That's awful. What happened there? Oh. That's better. But it still didn't make it active if it's the current page. Right? That too. Oh, it goes on the outer LI. Ugh. Isn't there a thing, Glenn, isn't there a thing, it's, can I do page, there was a thing with an attribute where I could add a class automatically in Razor. Right, if I did this, I mean, this is awful to put it like this. I mean, I could do it like that. I mean, that works. It's still not doing the binding on page number and loading that up. Ternary operator. Nah, it's not just a ternary. Alright, I need to look in here. Why isn't it binding page number from the query string? Right, because it's clearly passing page number. Please don't tell me it's case sensitive. Please don't tell me it's case sensitive. Okay, it's not case sensitive, so that's not the problem. So why isn't it skipping, why isn't it binding to the page number when I do that get? Yeah, it still thinks page number. Can't you just do page num equals at page num in the class? Do you need from query or something? Binder type equals binder. The binder type is a. Give me that. Is a type. There's a. Let's see if that does it. You might be right. I thought the bind property grabbed from any HTTP header and bound to it. Let's see here. And my widgets here have stopped connecting. That's better. Come on, refresh. There it is. Alright, so now if I try /all, go to the next page, there it goes, now it's navigating. Cool. Works for me. Now we have an all pages page. So let's make the page size 20 again. And that's going to list all the pages going, right, How do you get the page number into an attribute in your markup? I may have been distracted. Ship it. No, I thought there was a razor trick that would allow you to add a CSS class conditionally. All right. So I have my get. I have that. See if there's more pages. If there's more pages than, let's say, 10, it's going to get really crazy listing them all out going across here. Let's let's come back and look at that later. We don't have anywhere near that many articles. I mean, 200 articles in the wiki is not a problem yet. We'll get there. We need search and some other features first. I'd like to put an all link up on the layout as well. Let's do that while we're here. So besides latest changes, let's also add... come on, new line. Come on, Razor Editor. Give me, I'm hitting enter here. Come on. No, doesn't want to go to another line. There it goes. All. And we will say all articles. Okay. So I think that takes care of this one, number 33. Yeah. Make sure we saved everything. Let's see, status. Yep, there's our new pages. We will add those. And 33 was it. Added and all articles page. All right. For your active class, you could either do a razor function or do a tag helper. Oh, I'd very much like to do that do my pager as a tag helper. So I have the feature in here now. And I can close this. I've got some other ones here that we'll get through. But let's talk briefly about that. How about I do this as a tag helper? If I were to do that pager, this little bit right here, as a tag helper, I need to go reach onto the query string to pull out the page number that was being passed in. Or I need to grab it out of the page as a property. So, can you hear that? Can you hear my neighbors doing their lawn? Because that might get to be really fun here as we get into the summer months. So if I wanted to turn this into a tag helper, let's talk about that briefly. No, you can't hear it. Good. Oh, that makes me happier. So I will create a new folder called Tag Helpers. And let's just call it, let's call it Pager. So I will add a new class. Can't hear it. Good. Tag Helper class. And we will call this Pager. Now, I'll call my tag Pager. That should already be there, so I don't need to do that. And this should be process async, right? Oh, come on, I thought it was... I guess not. I thought the process was async. All right. Fine. So for our pager, we're going to replace that pager tag. Right? If we want it to look like this. So let's put this below here so we can see where we're working. I have a tag helper I wrote for paging. Wish I had made a gist of it to share with me. That's okay. Hey, President Not Sure is here. Hello, President. Mr. President, sir. Mr. President, sir. All right. Let's see. Output, we're going to change the tag name. Not tag mode. Sure. Tag mode equals... It's going to be self-closing. Right, this is... Oh, the element in the generated. It's not going to be self-closing. No, it's going to be a start tag and an end tag. And we can write some C# here and generate this tag helper that'll make it really easy to format. So the tag name we're going to be outputting is a UL. So we've just changed it from pager to UL. We want to add the class pagination onto the UL. So let's say output dot, I can't get to the class, I need to get to the attributes. And I need to conditionally add this. If attributes dot, right, contains name, that's it, that's what I want. Class, then we're going to need to add it. Output attributes add class, and the value we're adding is pagination. Otherwise, output attributes class pagination. So we add that on, right? It won't let me do that, will it? It's read only. You suck. Let's see. I have a tag helper. Yeah. So how am I going to pull? There's a way to pull that class off and to add to it. Existing class equals output attributes add class helper. Look at that. Yeah, you need to set attribute on that son of a gun. Holy crow. That's a lot of code. Should be an easy way to do this. Hang on. I thought output attributes. Yeah, set attribute. And then you can overwrite an existing one. Yeah. So I need to get the existing one, which is going to be output, attributes, class. Right? I don't have to do a, yeah, dot value, pagination. Alright, now the tag name I want to put at the front of it is class. Right, so now I've got the class being added there. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so now I've got the pagination class. Alright, now we got to do each one of the pages. So we're going to need some properties so that we know how many pages there are and what the current page is. Public int current page. That'll be a property, an attribute. Total pages. Get, set, and I'm sure one of the control vendors has something that does exactly this. So I'm going to wrap with a for. Page num equals 1. Why am I... And total pages, page num plus plus. So now I'm going to say output content append HTML because I want to stick some. I want to stick the tag on there. So let's make it an li. Where is it? Class equals. Hey, JD Phoenix, welcome. You could do nested tag helpers if you wanted to separate concerns. Now that's just crazy. That's way too much more effort than we really need here, isn't it? Page dash item. And actually, let's end there because I may be adding the class. Right, so now I want to say if page num equals current page, output content append HTML. What was it? Active. That's it. And then we're going to resume. Output content append HTML. We're going to finish that quote for the class. And then finish the li tag. Okay. After the li tag is the anchors. All right. Oh, good catch. Thank you. That greater than tag was outside the quotes. There we go. All right. A tag. It's MS. Welcome. Hello. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Line 39 error. Where? Already got it. Thank you, Pac-Man Jr. So the A tag that I want to build is it's these tags. And here's where I'm going to be running into nested tag helpers right there. So if it is the current page number, you know what? Let's just copy and paste this right in because I am nothing if not shamelessly copying from myself. Current page. Alright, so yeah, we're good there. Alright. And then we want to say output, content, append. Yep, append HTML. Yep. That. Escape that one too. And this. Oops. That one. that one. That one was easy. Now here's the weird one. Output, content, append. Now this is a tag helper. Dang twitch and delay. Yeah. It's MS. So what is ASP.NET? It's MS. ASP.NET is the web framework that goes along with the .NET framework. So you can use languages like C#, Visual Basic, and F# to build server-side web applications. You can build web APIs, you can build real-time interactions using features that are similar to what you see in Socket.io, but using a library we call SignalR to provide WebSocket connections, real-time two-way communications to your clients. It's really cool. It's cool to developers, not to web designers. They hate. Well, I hope web designers can like what we've done with Razor pages for .NET Core, because there's a real opportunity there to use some things that work great. What I'm doing here, Barga, is server-side. There are some client-side things that are coming along with something that we call Project Blazor, B-L-A-Z-O-R. You can see my video about that on my YouTube channel. But that Blazor will allow you to compile your C# and a little bit of HTML into WebAssembly code that can be executed in all the modern browsers. Runs great. So you're doing web dev with more advanced languages like C++. No, we're using C#. C++ is a little bit over the top for this type of thing that I need here. So I'm actually using another tag helper here. This is using an anchor tag helper. And I don't want to use that tag helper. I don't want to append it directly into my output, because that would be bad. Razor syntax is great, Pac-Man Jr. Really nice stuff. It makes things a little bit clearer and easier so that you're building things that look and feel a lot more like HTML. And when you use a tag helper, it helps to eliminate some of this inline C# here. So let's just comment this out for right now, just so you can kind of see where I'm going. I need to finish this by adding, just to get this done, content, append, HTML. I need to add the end tag, and that'll do that. What this will let you do, oh, you're playing with fire there, standby reloading. What I'll be able to do is remove this and replace it with Pager. Oh, nuts. View imports. I need to include my tag helpers from this project. And this is Core Wiki. So now I should be able to... Yeah, that's highlighted. There we go. Pager. Total pages equals model dot total pages. Current page equals model dot page number. I don't need the at in front of that because I'm in C#. And that is a heck of a lot better looking for a designer to be able to manage. If you set your tag helper priority, you should be fine. If Razor pages were web forms, then we'd also have the whole page lifecycle and hiding away the fact that you're working on a website from the developer. Are you sure about that? I think I might cross the streams today. And view state. With .NET Core, you can do Razor pages without controllers or anything, just straight up Razor pages. Yes. Sagar Mathatech, welcome. Right, you can focus just on your page-focused development here. And you can use controllers with it also. So I need to get this. There's a way I should be able to iHTML generator. Yeah, I forget how to do that. I need to receive the iHTML generator, don't I? How did I become a web dev? I studied, I learned, I spent a lot of time writing web pages of my own. I learned the technology, I studied up on how to do that stuff, and then I went and interviewed at companies and showed them in the interview process that I could do the basic tasks that they were looking for. So, standby reloading's right. I need to create a constructor here. I will receive an iHTML generator. Or there, like that. Thanks for the follow. It's MS. I appreciate you following along here, and I hope you learned something. I hope I help you learn something. We'll work on it together. All right, so I will call this HTML generator equals HTML generator because I'm going to receive this. I want to stash it in a field so it's available for me later. And then, right, is it HTML generator? Generate action link. I could do that. Generate page link. That's what I want. Oh, see, I need my view context now also. Ugh. I'm just trying to learn more about web design and dev. No. Generate validation message. I don't want a validation message. I want to use that other tag helper. Right, and there's a way. There's a way to do nested tag helpers. Right? Use tag helper inside tag helper. I forget exactly. Here we go. I forget exactly how to do this. Yeah, that's what I want to do. You can nest them in this answer. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh! Thank you for the cheer. 1,000 more bits to grow.
Develop it. Great charity.
Thank you so much, Pac-Man Jr. Yes, I will match that contribution. All subscriptions, all cheers here on the channel. I will match, and those will go to Girl Develop It to help women, particularly girls, young girls, learn how to write code and break into this industry. In fact, and I'm going to call back to this tweet that I had earlier today. Only because I can't remember her name. I gotta dig it up here again. Yes, that's right. Scott Kate. All subscription dollars and proceeds go to Girl Develop It. Last night on The Daily Show, and I encourage you to check out The Daily Show, Carly Kloss. She's a supermodel. Okay, she's not too bad to look at. You know, that does a great job with that. But she learned how to code. She wanted to learn this. She took it upon herself and went out and learned how to write code. And she thought it was pretty great, and she saw that there weren't too many women, too many girls involved in the industry. So she started a foundation to teach girls how to code, and she calls it, where is it? Code with Klossy. Great organization. I encourage you to check them out. I have friends that started and worked with Girl Develop It, so that's who I want to support. They both have the same concept. We want to support and encourage young ladies and underserved minorities to learn how to grow and code in the technology industry. I think it's a terrific thing, and for your support of the stream, I'm going to match and make sure that all those proceeds go over to our friends at Girl Develop It. They tell me when you look at Girl Develop It, let me just show this real quick, and then I'll get back to the code. I promise. I think it's girldevelopit.org. Do I have that right? Nope, that's not it. It is a .com. They're in so many cities all over the states and the world, actually. There was a thing here. I want to see. Donate. There's a number here that says like $50 starts a class. Pays for a single class. Where is it? Where is it? I'm looking. There's some of the instructors, the board. It's. I thought it was like $50. Supporters. Yes, we will appear on this list here very soon. I promise. We're waiting for Twitch to send out a payment. As soon as that happens, I'm going to make a big deal about it, and we will do it here. Where is it? One match. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. I'm looking for that number. It's here somewhere. It's something like $50 pays for a single class. So with the donations... Oh, 54, is that it? Ah, there it is, thank you. Average cost per class is $54. Now, Twitch doesn't pay out until you cross $100 in subscriptions. But here's the thing. I'm going to match those subscriptions. So that's going to make it $200. Here's the thing. Since I'm donating those $200, my employer is going to match that as well. So your donation gets quadrupled. So for that first $100 in donations, and trust me, we've hit more than $100 in donations, we're going to pay for $400, which means that we're going to see upwards to 8 classes that we're going to pay for. And it thrills me that we're going to be able to pay for basically an entire semester of classes for Girl Develop It each month that we continue to host the stream here. And that's something very important to me as a father of 2 daughters. So thank you everybody for your support, and you flatter me when you contribute to our projects, when you ask questions, and especially when you make donations, when you make cheers, just like Pac-Man Jr. did there. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It really does. I've got chills running up my spine right now. This is great. Back to our code. So we want to parse, and we want to parse those child elements here. You have a former coworker who has a chapter leader in Columbus. Have you asked her to guest appear on the channel? Yes, that's right, President. Not sure. Microsoft will match. So because this is right, effectively those dollars come to me, and I'm going to turn around and do that match on my own. Microsoft will match that combined. That's what I've been told. But we'll see when the first one goes through here. And like I said, I'm going to make a big deal about it when it does happen. Hey, there we go. Only 880 more till I take my #1 spot. Thank you, Standby Reloading. Thank you for that cheer. We'll make another donation to our friends over here. Who runs the Ohio chapter? Ohio, Columbus. Introduction to PHP MySQL, GDI Hack Night. No. I don't know any of these people. No. I don't know any of these people. Star 881. Caitlin? I don't know Caitlin. Base 2. I don't know Caitlin. Passionate about tech in general, spends her free time. Yeah, I'd be happy to invite her on and pair program with us. Absolutely. Hey, 30, there you go. Thank you, Magnus, for that cheer. I appreciate that. Oh, she worked in your office, Brendan. Okay. And I will, of course, match that, and we will make sure Girl Develop It picks up that. Jax05, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Where is it? I want to parse. It's not a tag builder. It's not set content. Get child content async. A parent tag helper. Is it... Set the inner contents of this helper will process any nested tag helpers or any other piece. Ah, so that's what I want to do. Well, no, that's nested. Yeah, if you wrote the code like this, I want to actually write it in there. This is going to get expensive quickly. Well, I do have a maximum dollar value that I will match, but my employer will continue to match. And they have a maximum dollar value as well. So, but I am more than happy to share that. Override order and just use the ASP tag helper. Override order. Where do you see that? I'm going to save that. Oh, order. There we go. When a set of tag helpers are executed, their tag helper init are first invoked in the specified tag helper order. Then their tag helper process async. See, there is a process async. Are invoked in the specified tag helper order. So override it and just use it. See, there is process async. What doesn't it like? I have the wrong signature. That's better. Aspiring DevOps Guru, thank you so much for that cheer. All right, that's great. You want to use generator and then use output get child content async to append the child builder HTML to your parent helper. I've got the generator. So if I append that, so let's go through this. If I append it like that, right? We need to fix these like that, and one of those, and some of that. One of these, and another one of those. And a semi on the end. Output get child content async to append the... That won't generate the route, though. No. Gotta run, time to cross the streams. Alright. Cross the streams like in Ghostbusters. Nope, that's not it. I will unmake the universe. I don't want that. In ASP.NET Core MVC 6. Look at that. Built in. There's a... Yeah, where's the nesting docs? You may need to increment order by a bit rather than using the full HTML. Wow. Shemian's Bane. Thank you so much for that cheer. I appreciate that donation. We'll match that and make sure that our folks at Girl Develop It see your contribution. Thank you very much. Let me go back to this. Yeah, and it was this answer that we were looking at. So output content, set content. So what they're suggesting, process output content, set content to whatever that message is, and then where was it? Get child content async. Child builder equals, oh, generate the route link. Yeah. When I did this, I injected IURL helper factory and called get URL helper view context to get a URL helper. I like that a lot better, Yarksy. I like that one a lot. Return task. Yep, completed task. And then these appends should be append. Isn't it append async? Isn't there no? So URL helper, that's not how you spell helper, factory. Come here, you. Yep. URL factory. Get rid of this, because I'm only doing it for that one. If I say URL factory, yep, get URL helper. And generate read-only field. Not all code paths return a value. Yes, they do. Oh, that's got to move out to there. Which means that's got to move out also. That's better. So now I can just output this directly. Class page link, I don't need to do that or that. I can say href equals, and I can do a little bit of this. And place here URL helper dot page, right? You shouldn't need to change anything else. Yeah. Right, so my page name is all. Whoops, forgot the backslash. So we can escape that. No, wait. I don't need that. Bargaw, thank you.
Microsoft Academy tutorials helped me learn C# and get a job. Starting this Monday.
Terrific! Congratulations, Bargaw. Oh my gosh. Well done. Best of luck to you in your new job. Gosh, let us know how we can help. If there's any questions or anything that comes up there, that's great. All right, values. Object that contains the route values. So we want a new, and this thing with one of those at the end. Yeah, all the best. That's great. Seems to me I'm overcomplicating. No, I'm not. Page number equals, and then I'm going to push page num. Like that. Right? And now I need to put a space. These need to be double escaped, don't they? No. It's a new object. It's a new dynamic object. What website did he say in the donation note? Girl, develop it. Oh, that was. I'm sorry. Is that Bjerg TV? That is Microsoft Virtual Academy. MV as in Victor A.Microsoft.com. Let's call this routes, and let's make it a new page number equals page num, like that. So I have that object, and I can just pass in routes. So now I've got my there it is. That should do it. And page tag helper. Pac-Man Jr., thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate that, and of course we'll match that and make sure that that gets sent over to our friends at Girl Develop It. Fantastic. Now, why doesn't it like that? What doesn't it like about context? It needs the context. Oh, I need to save the factory, don't I? And then I can get the URL helper. Let's call this factory. No. Factory. URL helper equals URL helper factory dot get URL helper, and then I need the context. So I'm going to different context. It's the action context. Yeah. Let's call this this dot action context, like that. generate that property. There it is, and it should bind that. Yeah. Save the factor, get the URL helper from inside your process. The view context you can get by adding a property and decorating it with the view context attribute. So if I get it like, this is, right, action context. Yeah, that should work, right? Fantastic. So I'm still seeing page tag helper is grumpy at me. Somewhere right in here. I thought I recreated that. Bingo. Good. Give it a shot. See what happens. You know what? I think it's absolutely awesome that you're doing with donations to Girl Develop It. I'm actually doing something locally with Girls Who Code. Terrific, Sinclairinator. Since I want to see more girls experiencing the joy that creating code things. With that said, object reference not set to an instance. Get only tag, read only tag helper, attribute list this, get returned null. Oh my gosh, Sinclairinator! Holy crow! Whoa! Oh my... Wow! Thank you. Thank you. Holy crow. Thank you, Sinclairinator, for that very generous cheer. Wow. I am touched. I am flattered. Thank you so much. For those that aren't familiar with Twitch cheers, each bit in a Twitch cheer is a penny. So if you drop the last two zeros, you'll see how many dollars comes across. Wow, thank you. That is above and beyond, Sinclairinator. I need to do something to reflect and show just how amazing that is. Holy crow. I mean, that catapults you to the top of the list here. That's great. Thank you so much. Wow. I name a method after them. Yeah, right? Wow, I don't know what to say, you know. That's great. Thank you. And you know, I want to make sure that I also recognize some of the other folks here in the chat room have had similar significant cheers in the past. You know, thank you to those folks. I know who they are, and yes, it's very, very great. Needs to be referenced in a few commit messages, without question. We need an Owen Wilson wow overlay of some kind. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, you know what? The reason that Fierce Kittens isn't joined us today on stream, and some folks that have referenced that stream we're going to be doing, she's actually out camping right now. Camping. Who knew? I have my if statement here backwards. If it doesn't contain it is when we would need to add that. Let's add this. The overlay size should scale according to the magnitude of the donation. I love that idea. Love it. Gosh, wow. I'm flattered. Well, that doesn't work. All right, we'll fix that in a second. I need to find. Let's go to Giphy, where all good GIFs are found. Oh my gosh, Owen Wilson Wow. That's not gonna work. I just want the wow. Wow. No. I'm gonna have to clip this out of a video, aren't I? I don't see one. I don't see a good one here. What the heck is this? I think Jeff has been derailed in the best possible way. Love seeing the generosity. Yes. Let's show wow with fireworks. It's something I want to see. My comp sci class only had one girl in it. Ugh! Even though my favorite teachers were the most brilliant women ever. If I can help others open to a new world, then so be it. That's awesome, Sinclair Nader. Thank you. Creative Drewy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you following us here on the stream. While I'm gonna have to do some work to find that out. I need to fix this real quick. But while I have a pretty good size chat room here right now, I want to remind everyone I'm not going to be streaming on Mixer. This is my last day streaming on Mixer. I do want to call out though that means I'm going to have some changes. I'm going to change my follower goal here for the architecture workshop. I'm going to cut that back because we have some followers on Mixer there. I'm going to simplify that to a 2,000 count on just Twitch. I'm also oh, cool. There's a yeah, that'll work. That's a great one. Over on tenor.com. Okay. I'm also... So I'm going to drop the count down for the architecture workshop to 2,000, but I may actually make the follower goal go away altogether. Because I'm considering doing... And I need to get this through the bosses and get it approved. I'm considering doing something that I'm calling Free First Fridays, where I'm going to do 8 to 12 hour streams every first Friday of every month, teaching a complete workshop on some topic with a series of experts joining us for the whole day on Friday. Some Microsoft people, some non-Microsoft people, some Twitch folks, whoever, MVPs, we'll figure that out. Let me know what you think in the chat room. So I am going to use that Owen Wilson that for larger cheers. I think that's a great idea for those. All right, folks seem to like that idea, and my goal here is, and it's exactly what Sinclair Nader is hinting at. We want it to be drop dead simple for folks to learn technology. That's really what I'm trying to do here. I want folks to be able to learn, to have free access to tools, to have free access to education. All of the videos on Microsoft Virtual Academy are free. All of the videos that you watch here on Twitch are free. I'm flattered and I thank you so much for your contributions. And like I said, we're going to make sure that other folks get an education and learn free. Just don't know how watching it would fit into my personal schedule. Well, actually, I think those, if I do get approval and I do start making that happen, I think those I would cross-post over to YouTube. Make that happen. Propagated, thank you for the subscription. I'll match that and we'll get that over to our friends at Girl Develop It as well. Creative Drewy, interestingly, I work for Microsoft. I'm on the Android Yammer team. All right, Yarksy, thank you for the cheer. And don't forget, folks, when you cheer, you can put some text with it, and when you do, it'll be read for you here on the stream. Thank you, Yarksy, for that donation. We'll make sure that that gets matched and sent over to the folks at Girl Develop It. Creative Drewy, let's talk. Let's see what we can do to do some let's do some Android development here on the stream together if you'd like. I'm always looking for new folks to have on the stream. And thinking out loud, one of the things that I wanted to do with, and I'm going to come back and we're going to get back into the code. One of the things I want to do with the wiki is I want to be able to build a mobile application that connects in and allows you to take your wiki with you. I have to save some of my bits for when I turn on WordWrap. Shoot me a PM. I'm Creative Drewy on all the socials. Fantastic. I will take a note, and we will make that happen. That's not the notepad I want. Creative Drewy Android app development. Fantastic. +1 for mobile development on stream. I think it's a good idea. I've caught a few of my streams, and I'm glad it'll make a great impact, especially being quadrupled. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Can we invert the if statement on page tag helper, pager tag helper 32? Yes. Oh my gosh. Polly Thomas? Feels weird to have negated. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to get rid of some of these here. I need to actually stop in order to change my C#. Where are we? I see what you're saying. It feels weird to have these kind of backwards. You know what? You're right. So let's start it that way. I'll move this down, and we'll move this up. And that should work. Now, it outputted at page num. That's not right. That's not right. So UL class pagination, page name active, page active, and then it outputted at page num. Well, that's wrong. Kotlin is pretty awesome, but we still aren't to the point of async await awesomeness in C#. Yes. Sure. You know what? I bet you... look at that. That's wrong. That should be like this. With $1 like that. And I have the same problem on the line below it. Take a look at that. This needs to have that. And we'll replace it with that. There we go. Try it one more time. I'm not familiar with Kotlin, and I'm interested in doing a couple of streams where we just learn new programming languages together. F#, I think, I need to spend some time with. There we go. So my pager looks good there. If I go back over to... it was all... but the page size is hiding underneath of it. All right, we'll restart and get that to go one more time. Then we'll save this. It's a JVM language. We'll call it C# Lite. Our friends at JetBrains really like Kotlin. Really like it. All right, now if we try all articles. Oh no, that doesn't look right either. It did generate that properly, but you know what? I bet you... Yeah, I just did a straight append instead of HTML. So it actually escaped my HTML properly instead of outputting that. F# would be fantastic. Is this project on GitHub? Yes, it is. I've got too many Firefoxes open. It's not opening them in new tabs for me. So my GitHub, and you can C# Fritz, just like the channel here, and you can find the core Wiki project right here. There you go. And if you want to create some issues there, who was that? IMFAPO? I don't know. I'm Fapo? I don't know how you pronounce that. If you want to create issues, if you want to send pull requests, I'm more than happy to take them, and we'll review those on stream. There we go. Now that looks right. And it does page properly. Cool. So we wrote a quick tag helper to encapsulate our paging. I'm going to go back to the all page. Now, somebody had a comment here about, you could use the tag builder and make that a lot simpler. Who was it who had that comment? Because, you know what? I haven't used tag builder. Right? Tag builder, is that it? Right? New tag builder. Add class, append. Equals new tag builder. It doesn't know what tag builder is. So if I do that, first time on stream, it's not often you see ASP.NET development. Welcome, Waddle. Waddle? Is that how you pronounce that? I do a lot of ASP.NET development here on stream. So, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. I'm going a little bit long here. Gosh, we're 3.5 hours in. I'm going to need to cut off at some point here. Yeah. Add CSS class. Add a CSS class to the list of CSS classes in the tag. If there's already CSS classes on the tag, then a space character in the new class will be appended to the existing list. That's not bad. Dev chatter and divide by zero show both stream .NET programming. Yep. The bot's not responding again. See, that's what we need to do on Tuesday. Go ahead, try that uptime again, President, not sure. There it is. 3.5 hours we've been going. Looks neat. Probably a better way to do this. Tell you what, if you want to take some time and just wrap that up real quick, go for it. I need to cut out. This is a little bit long, and I've got some other things I need to do here this afternoon at the house. Right, new tag builder, header, pre-content, set content, header. All right. So, thank you, Polly Thomas. I want to make it easier for folks to learn. I hope you appreciate it. Makes sense for complex manipulations. These are mainly built once in output. That's it. Yeah, these are. The only real complex thing that I'm doing here is really up top here where I'm setting that class. So I think I'm okay with that. I'm going to commit these changes. There we go. That looks good. Let's add all of those. Let's push these in. Migrated the pager to a new tag helper. Fantastic. I'll push those changes. Hey, what am I working on? I'm working on a simple... It's a simple wiki. Smab, okay. I look forward to your pull request. This is a simple wiki content management project using ASP.NET Core. Oh, wow. Thank you, Hi Skjub. Welcome to the stream. And it looks like Waddle is about to have a follow notification come through. Welcome, Waddle. Thanks a lot, Steve. I appreciate your work here this morning, announcing for everybody that there's new developers here with us. The ASP.NET lets us build applications with C# using completely free and open source tools and frameworks that work great on Windows, Mac, and Linux. All right, go ahead and send over your pull request, Smab, a little bit later, and we'll take a look. We'll review it on a future stream. I've committed my changes here. Let's go back. Our project here, we've completed a bunch of items. We need to figure out how to support wiki text inside of our wiki. When people key in and they set, and they want to create links to other articles, we need to parse that markdown and get that represented properly on the page. So we need to get that working, and then we need to have track changes. We need some history with that. Do I have any experience with Swift? I do not. I haven't spent any time with Swift. I've seen a little bit of Objective-C. When Swift started up, I was really knee-deep in .NET, and I just haven't gotten over into Swift yet. But you know what? Maybe that's something we can explore in a future stream, learning Swift, which would mean I'd have to switch over to my Mac. I'm thinking May. Every stream in May, I'm going to stream from my Mac, and we'll call it Macs in May, or May for Macintosh. And that'll be fun. So... thank you so much to everybody who cheered today, all of our new subscribers. Wow, I am flattered. You flatter me when you contribute to our projects, when you follow. This is great. I really, really appreciate it. Fritz. Yeah, maybe. We're going to our next stream. We're going to disconnect Mixer. We're not going to be using Mixer anymore after today. Does the goal at the top not update with donations? No, that's strictly follower count on my goal up there. So for each new follower, we'll push closer to that architecture workshop. I don't have a goal for the cheers, and I don't have a tote board for those out there. Maybe I do. Maybe I should. I don't know. I do have there's a high score chart on the chat. But maybe I should put last cheer or today's high cheer on the bar there. I'll think about it. But our next stream, I'm normally 10 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings. Our next one on Tuesday, we're shifting time. We're going to be at 9 p.m. Hey, Sinclair Nader, thank you for the follow. Oh yes. It's a good thing you came over to Twitch. Yes. Tuesday we're going to be at nighttime. We're going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m. Pacific or 0100 UTC. 9 p.m. I expect there to be some trolls joining us. That's what happens on nighttime streams. I've had trolls join the stream when I've been on at nighttime. I expect there to be some trolls, so I'm going to ramp up the moderators here. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to give Sinclair and Nader a sword there. I'm going to throw one for Backman Jr. and aspiring. Is it DevOps, right? Guru. Oh, we should throw one. We're passing around the sword so folks get a band hammer or two here. I don't see the point of trolling streams like this. I agree, Bobby. I completely agree. And yes, Glenn, I am going to be streaming at a reasonable West Coast time. It'll be 9 p.m. on Tuesday. My guest will be Fierce Kittens, and there are a few trolls that do come around when she streams. And I want to make sure that we've got a couple of folks moderating so that we can handle when the trolls come in. Big Drolly, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I'm wrapping up, so we'll see you next time. Trolls just want to troll, yeah. So what I do want to do, I'm going to have to drop the chat on Tuesday because I anticipate there being some content that I don't want to get through and burned into the video. So we'll have those small changes, but Fierce Kittens will be here. We are going to fix the bot on Tuesday night. Most days I can't catch your streams due to work. Yeah, I get that. I also hear some folks that do turn on the stream and they have it up in the background of their team room. So a little bit of both. You know, some folks works great for some folks, particularly our friends in Europe. You know what? Our friends in India, they aren't able to tune in usually. So maybe this works. Maybe we'll set up to do a Thursday night stream in the afternoon. The Thursday night stream in the afternoon, in the evening. Glenn puts on the stream live in the team room. Oh no! Last thing I need is Fowler complaining about what I wrote. Glad you found my stream. Oh, thank you, Jax. I appreciate that. Had it on at work and everyone saw. Terrific, President. I need Hail to the Chief on a soundboard here somewhere. Every time I respond to President Not Sure. But Glenn, yeah, I want to get some of the Signal R folks to join me. I'd love to get the logging from the Twitch bot echoed out onto a web page so that we can see it posted over there using Signal R. And then we can maybe operate on that and tune some of the responses that we need to handle. Great to listen in the background and switch when something good's going on. Yes. And don't forget, videos go over to YouTube. I need to figure out how to make the YouTube channel into an RSS feed so that... that's great, Caleb. Send it over. Are you talking about Andrew Stanton? Andrew Stanton Nurse? Which Andrew? Not Andrew Hall. Let me know. All right, that's all the time I have today. I've rambled on long enough. I will see you Tuesday night, 9 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and 0100 UTC. Take care, everybody. Thank you again for everybody that joined in and your donations. When that first deposit comes from Twitch, you will be the first to know, and we will absolutely make that happen. We will have a great... it'll be a celebration. Probably Thursday. Sounds good. We'll see everybody next time, Tuesday night. Take care.